Welcome to Community Health Matters. I'm your host, Amy Marsalis. On today's show, we'll learn about Nashville's new senior ride program, the truth about common medical myths, and what you need to know about radon. That's all coming up next on Community Health Matters. News Channel 5 Network, this is Community Health Matters, sponsored by the United Health Foundation. Hi everyone. You know that driving helps us all stay independent and able to get around, but as you get older, it really is an important tool to make you feel independent, and that's what we're talking about today with our first guests, Carrie Brumfield and Ed Cole, talking about Nashville's new senior ride program in Davidson County. Thank you so much for coming in to talk about this.
Thank you for having us today.
We know that it's a big deal to take keys away from folks as they age. Sometimes it's necessary because the chance of accidents, of being injured, definitely goes up as people age. So Carrie, tell us about this program and the goal of the program.
Great. Senior Ride Nashville is a new nonprofit organization here in the Davidson County area. We strive to improve the quality of lives of older adults in our neighborhoods by providing volunteer-powered transportation to enable our members to stay connected to the community and maintain their dignity and their independence. And we do this by recruiting, screening, and training volunteer drivers who use their own vehicles to provide safe, affordable, and assisted transportation to destinations like medical appointments, grocery stores, or anywhere they'd like to go in the Davidson County area. And our target population are Davidson County residents age 60 or older that no longer drive or limit their driving. And they'll also be able to transfer in and out of a vehicle with limited assistance.
How did this come about, Ed? I'm sure that this, I don't know if this is a pilot program, if this is going on in other parts of the country. I can only imagine it may well be. Did you get the idea from somewhere else, or how did it come about?
We did. Senior Ride Nashville is an incredible convergence of several things. First of all, as Carrie just mentioned, and as we know, the number of older people is growing tremendously. In just 2 years, by 2020, we probably will have nearly 1/4 of the population in Davidson County over the age of 65. And that's a pretty significant number.
It sure is.
And the older group, even the 85 plus, is one of the highest growing age brackets in our population. Secondly, the Council on Aging of Middle Tennessee, whose main role is to look for needs for older adults, had identified transportation and mobility as one of the key things that we need to address. So in that spirit, we brought together a senior transportation leadership coalition of people, volunteers, professionals, for-profit, non-profit, government, to come up with a plan for how to address the need. And the third piece, the governor's office in 2014 issued a task force report on how to do senior transportation, and they highly recommended the volunteer transportation model. So we didn't have to spend a whole lot of time going around the country. We had that report in our hands. So the coalition, with that report and the support from the Council on Aging, gave countless hours of work to refine this, and Senior Ride Nashville is the result.
It seems like a real common sense solution to an issue. In other words, instead of like a mass transportation thing, which is so, extensive and can be so costly, obviously, what we're dealing with in our community, but for the one-on-one kind of getting people around, it sounds like a fabulous solution to an issue in every community. So what are the requirements to get a ride and to take care of the costs?
Well, a new future...
And is there a cost? That's what I meant to ask you.
Sure. a future rider or somebody that's interested in our service, or if their caretaker is looking for rides for a loved one, they can call our office at 615-610-4040 or visit our website at seniorridenashville.org, where they can obtain an application and a few forms to fill out. Once those forms have been completed and returned to us, we do schedule a very brief in-home assessment with each of our riders with an occupational therapist that will ensure that that rider will be safe in transferring in and out of a vehicle. And after that, they would pay a $25 membership fee to activate their plan, and then they would pay just $6 per round trip ride.
Okay, are there restrictions on where they go? Like they can't just go, like they want to go to the mall, or does it have to be something that's necessary, a doctor's appointment or going to get food or prescriptions? Are there any restrictions?
We do not restrict destinations. We see this as an opportunity for these older adults to maintain their dignity and their quality of life, and that we just want to allow them the opportunity to go where they need to go. We do ask that those trips remain within the Davidson County boundary, and that each round trip ride would be about 3 hours or less. However, if for some reason there's a longer appointment, we can split the trip and give 2 different volunteer drivers on each end of the visit.
Okay, so volunteers are a critical component, obviously. What does it take to be a volunteer, Ed?
It takes to be a volunteer with Senior Ride Nashville a willing spirit, a car, a good driving record. All one has to do is go to our website, seniorridenashville.org, or our phone number is 615-610-4040, and there's a little button there, or the person you talk to can guide you there, says give a ride, and sign up to be a volunteer. We then go through a screening process, background check, to make sure that the driving record and the criminal records are clean, which is important, and then we have a training program, and the staff will guide you right into the training. It's a very brief training process, and from then on you look at, you can go online or do it on the phone and look at people that are looking for rides and say, I can do it then, and you then click and you match it up, and the instructions about where the person is and the background are given to you, and you do the trip.
Has it been working so far? What kind of feedback are you getting?
It's been incredible so far. The riders are absolutely delighted, of course, with the experience of having that ride. I think the volunteers, this is more than just giving a trip, it's creating a relationship. And each volunteer talks about the stories of the person, the friend that they have made on that trip. And then they kind of work together to maybe see if they can do a follow-up trip with that person. So it's incredible.
That is wonderful, because for a lot of seniors who are alone, there is that feeling of isolation as well as loss of independence if they can't drive anymore. So you are offering several things in this experience. Okay, so to get more information, would you give us the phone number and the website again? I know we've had the website up, but let us know again.
Anybody can call our office, whether you're interested in becoming a rider or volunteer driver. We need you both. And we can be reached at 615-610-4040.
Terrific.
Or by visiting our website, seniorridenashville.org.
Okay. I love it. I think it just sounds just a beautiful program. Thank you, Carrie, and
Thank
thanks
you
so much.
Thank you.
Take care. We'll be right back after this.